Abraham Simpson, better known as Grandpa Simpson, is the father of Homer, Abby, and Herb. He now lives in the Springfield retirement castle along with his friends. Abbey Simpson is the long-lost sister of Homer and Herb after her father, Abraham Simpson, had a brief relationship with a woman named Edwina in World War II. Agnes Skinner is the controlling and bitter mother of Seymour Skinner. She treats him like a small child, and multiple Springfield residents fear her. Akira Kurosawa has had multiple jobs, such as serving as the sensei of a karate dojo, the waiter at the Happy Sumo, and also the Swanky Fish. Alice Glick is both the elderly neighbour of the Simpsons and a widow. She employed Bart to do multiple chores around her house in order to save up for a comic book. Allison Taylor is one of Lisa's classmates at Springfield Elementary, having skipped a grade due to her extreme intelligence. She is also a talented saxophone player. Amber Simpson is the now deceased wife of Homer Simpson, after he mistakenly married her in Las Vegas while drunk with Ned Flanders on a night out. Annika Van Houten is one of Milhouse's cousins from the Netherlands, as well as Bart's crush, even influencing him to take up smoking. Anger Watkins is a sports analyst for the network ESPN, and hence his name is always in a state of anger and fury. Apu, I'm not even going to try, is the manager of the Quickie Mart. However, he was cut from The Simpsons due to controversy surrounding his character. Arnie Pye is a news reporter for Channel 6, even running his own segment titled Arnie Pye with Arnie in the Sky. He is jealous of Kent Brockman's greater fame. Aristotle Amadopolis is the owner of the Shelbyville nuclear power plant, and in turn, the rival of Charles Montgomery Burns. Arthur Crandall was the ventriloquist behind the popular character Gabbo. However, this was short-lived after Gabbo was exposed for using foul language and Krusty returned. Artie Ziff is a former billionaire and Marge Simpson's senior year prom date from high school. He has attempted to get Marge to dump Homer multiple times. Arthur Fortune is the owner of the Fortune Megastore and is noted for several feats, including sledding down Mount Everest and knocking out Muhammad Ali. Barney Gumble is the Springfield town drunk and a regular at Moe's Tavern. He's also considered to be Homer's best friend, however he went on to quit drinking. If you really need an intro to Bart Simpson, then why are you watching this video? However, he did have a comic named after him and was in a successful band with his friends. Benjamin is one of 3 nerds that Homer met at Springfield University along with Doug and Gary. He stayed with the Simpsons for a while until annoying them and getting kicked out. Becky was set to marry Otto Mann, however, after revealing her disliking towards rock music, the marriage was quickly called off and she stayed with the Simpsons for a while. Bernice Hibbert, wife of Dr. Hibbert, is a recovering alcoholic and member of the Springfield Council. She is mainly seen with her friends or her husband. Bill is a DJ for KBBL Radio along with his partner Marty, and they often announce the contests for the radio. They also have a plaque on Springfield Wall of Fame. Birthday Spuckler is one of Cletus's many kids. He wears a potato sack for clothes and he may be one of the youngest kids as he is still small and appears to say very few words. Birch Barlow is a right-wing conservative talk show host on the radio station KBBL. He is known for his anti-left-wing views. Bleeding Gums Murphy was a renowned and talented saxophone player within Springfield, being both an idol and mentor to Lisa before his untimely death in season 1. Blinky the Three-Eyed Fish is the result of extreme waste around the Springfield nuclear power plant found in ponds and lakes. He is one of many mutated animals in Springfield. The blue-haired lawyer is Springfield's most prominent lawyer, known for his blue hair and his nasal voice. His real name is unknown, however he does have a brother, Hugh Jas. Barbara Lelovinsky, better known by her stage name Booberella, is a local TV personality in Springfield, famous for her skills and definitely nothing more. Brandine Spuckler is the sister and wife of Cletus Spuckler. She's a stereotypical hillbilly living on a farm and caring for at least 20 children. Brendan Beiderbecke is an 11-year-old jazz pianist who Lisa had a crush on after the two met at a STEM conference. He was later transferred to a school in West Springfield. Brittany Brockman is the bratty daughter of TV anchorman Kent Brockman. She attends a private school in Springfield and demands her father does reports to her liking. Bumblebee Man, real name Pedro Chespirito, is the star of a Spanish sitcom on Channel Ocho, in which he performs slapstick comedy and regularly gets hurt. The Capital City Goofball is the mascot of Capital City baseball team. His identity is unknown, however, since the sad passing of his voice actor, he will likely never return. Capri Flanders is the hippie mother of Ned Flanders, wife of Nedward Flanders Sr. and grandmother of Rod and Todd Flanders, however, they rarely see her. Carl Carlson is a safety operations supervisor in the Springfield nuclear power plant, where he works along his childhood best friend Lenny and also is seen drinking at Moe's often. Cecil Terwilliger is the younger brother of Robert Terwilliger, better known Sideshow Bob, and is a criminal mastermind, being arrested on multiple occasions. Charles Montgomery Burns, better known Mr. Burns, is the owner of the Springfield nuclear power plant and also is Springfield's richest, oldest, meanest citizen. Charlie is the dangerous emissions supervisor of the Springfield nuclear power plant and one of Homer's friends, however he is overshadowed by Lenny and Carl. Chazz Busby is a dance instructor at the Chazz Busby Ballet Academy for Women and Girls, having previously mentored both Marge and Lisa before they annoyingly left. Chester Dupree is Bernice Hibbert's unemployed brother and Julius Hibbert's brother-in-law. He has never physically appeared in the show, only the app Simpsons tapped out. Clancy Bouvier is the now deceased father of Marge, Patty and Selma, as well as the now deceased grandpa of Lisa, Maggie and Bart. Clancy Wiggum is a stereotypical corrupt police officer, being ignorant of Springfield's laws and making up his own on multiple occasions, taking bribes and favouring donuts. Cletus Spuckler, being nicknamed the slack-jawed yokel, is a stereotypical redneck and brother and husband of Brandine Spuckler, fathering multiple children. Coach Krupt is a sadistic gym teacher at Springfield Elementary, with his surname being a play on the word corrupt. He is also the creator of the sport bombardment. Coach Pommelhorst is the other PE teacher at Springfield Elementary, taking a more tough and ruthless approach to teaching her kids, even leaving one girl clinging to rings. Coco Beanie is the joyful mascot of the R Fudge Factory. However, children are not allowed within 3 feet of him until their parents sign a waiver saying that they won't kick or spit on him. Jeffrey Albertson, better known comic book guy, is the morbidly obese, sarcastic and geeky owner of Springfield's local comic book store, the Android's Dungeon. Constance Harm is a sadistic and unforgiving judge. She enjoys creating cruel and unusual punishments for defendants and is the crueler partner to Roy Snyder. Corporal Punishment is a character on the Krusty the Clown show and is used by Krusty as a threat to protesters. He later appeared at Krusty's funeral with other sideshows. Cookie Kwan is of Chinese descent and is self-proclaimed #1 in the Springfield real estate industry. She works at the Red Blazer and is voiced by Tress McNeil. Cosine Tangent is a nerd at Springfield Elementary and a member of the Super Friends. His nickname suggests that he likes trigonometry and he appears in the opening sequence. Eleanor Abernathy, better known as the Crazy Cat Lady, is a mentally ill woman who surrounds herself with a large number of cats, screaming gibberish and throwing her cats at passerbys. The Crazy Dog Man is a one-off gag, however he was a love interest of the Crazy Cat Lady, and unlike her he carries his dog in a bag as opposed to them following him. Dame Judith Underdunk is the mother of Sideshow Bob and Cecil Terwilliger. According to Lisa, she is a retired Shakespearean actress, which is probably how she got her Dame title. Kyle Williams, better known as Database, is a nerd at Springfield Elementary and member of the Super Friends Club. He is actually Matt Groening's least favourite recurring character. Dave Shutton is a journalist who works for the Springfield Shopper. He wears a 1940s style fedora and helps Lisa and Bart discover Blinky the three-eyed fish. Declan Desmond is a British filmmaker who has made multiple documentaries, most notably Growing Up Springfield, where he follows the lives of many Springfieldians. Dewey Largo is the music teacher at Springfield Elementary. He is very counter-creative and is a poor conductor. He is 53 years old and seems depressed. Dyer Betty is Cletus's overweight diabetic cousin and the reason why he joined Marge's lawsuit against the mother-loving Sugar Corp, claiming that they did this to his cousin. Disco Stew is the owner of Stew's Disco and a self-proclaimed appreciator of disco music. He sports an afro and often refers to himself in the third person. Dr. Colossus is a supervillain and mad scientist who resides in Springfield. He is one of Stacy Lovell's many ex-husbands and has blue skin as a result of escaping a comic book. Dolph Starbeam is a student and bully at Springfield Elementary along with Jimbo and Kearney. Despite being held back for several years, he is the most intelligent of the three. Don Vittorio DiMaggio is a commanding mafia leader and an old Italian stereotype. The mobsters show him extreme respect and he is superior to Fat Tony. Harlan Dondelinger is the principal of Springfield High School, dating as far back as 1974. He had a hatred for Homer and Barney, predicting them to have dead-end jobs. Doug is one of 3 nerds that Homer met at Springfield University. He is heavy-set with thick round glasses and asthma conditions. It is implied that he is Jewish. Dr. Robert Onderdonk Rob Terwilliger Sr. is Robert and Cecil's criminal father and is likely where the duo gained their criminal masterminds. Drederick Tatum is a former boxer who resides in Springfield. Heavily based on Mike Tyson, Tatum is known for his extremely large size, lisp, and violent outbursts. W. Spuckler is one of Brandine and Cletus's 72 children, wearing torn overalls and an eye patch, which he likely lost at some point during his life. Duffman was the mascot and spokesman for the Duff Beer Company. His real name is Barry Duffman, however, there have been multiple Duffmans, including Sid, Joe, and Larry. Eddie is one of 2 police officers who aid Chief Wiggum on almost every mission. Unlike Lou, he is rather unintelligent and speaks rarely. Eddie Muntz is Nelson's biological father. He left the family when Nelson was young, claiming to quickly go and get some cigarettes, however he never returned. Edna Krabappel was a 4th grade teacher at Springfield Elementary up until her untimely and unspecified death in 2013 after her voice actor sadly passed away. Email is a student at Springfield Elementary and a member of the Super Friends Club, along with Database, Cosign, Ham, Report Card, and Lisa. Elizabeth Hoover is a 2nd grade teacher at Springfield Elementary, having been worn down by her multiple years of teaching. She's had multiple love interests and is currently married to Gil. Eric is a 5th grader at Springfield Elementary. He used to be friends with Bart, Ross, and Tyler when and since they were younger, after discovering they both shared the same scar on their hand. Ernst and his partner Gunther are performers who use white tigers such as Anastasia in their act. The duo performs at the Monty Burns Casino with their tiger. Fallout Boy is the sidekick in the comic book series Radioactive Man. He was introduced in issue 9 of the comic and was later played by Milhouse in a spin-off. Fat Tony is the boss of the Springfield Mafia and the mastermind behind multiple criminal enterprises. He actually died but was replaced by his cousin Fit Tony. Father Sean is a Roman Catholic priest who ministers at St. Jerome's Catholic School. He taught Bart after he was expelled from Springfield Elementary after playing a prank. As mentioned earlier, Fit Tony is Fat Tony's cousin. He moved to Springfield to take control of the Springfield Mafia after Fat Tony's death, where he gained weight and looked exactly the same. Francesca Terwilliger is Sideshow Bob's 2nd wife. She is Italian and has a son named Gino. At first she was unaware of her husband's criminal activities. Frank Grimes was an employee at the Springfield nuclear power plant and the self-declared enemy of Homer Simpson. However, after letting his anger get the better of him, he was fatally electrocuted. Frank Grimes Jr. is the illegitimate son of the late Frank Grimes and an enemy of Homer Simpson. After his father's untimely death, he swore to take revenge. Frankie the Squealer is a married, low-level member of the Springfield Mafia. As his name suggests, he is extremely indiscreet and a liability to the Mafia. Freddie Quimby is the nephew of Springfield's mayor, Joe Quimby. He was first introduced as a villain, but later reformed after false accusations. Funzo was a toy released by Kid First Industries. It was developed after employees took some ideas mentioned by Springfield Elementary students. It looks like a Furby. Gary is one of 3 nerds that Homer met at Springfield University. He is African American and wears glasses. He also appears in the Radioactive Man comic series. Gary Chalmers is the superintendent of the Springfield Unified School District, which includes Springfield Elementary. He has a love-hate relationship with Seymour Skinner. Gerald Sampson, also known as a unibrow baby, is Maggie's arch nemesis, as they were born on the same day and have been competing since birth. Gilbert Gunderson, better known as Old Gil, is an unsuccessful and unlucky businessman of Springfield. Surprisingly, he was a wanted drug dealer in the 1990s. Gina Vendetti is a young girl and former girlfriend of Bart after the two met in a juvenile prison. She and Bart escaped, however, she has anger issues. Ginger Flanders is Ned's Vegas wife, whom he married after getting drunk while on vacation in Vegas with Homer. She and Amber were both cocktail waitresses. Gino Underdunk Terwilliger is the toddler son of Sideshow Bob and Francesca Terwilliger. He shares his father's hatred towards Rakes and Homer Simpson. Gloria Jailbird is the criminal wife of Snake Jailbird and the ex-fiancée of Mr. Burns. She is also the mother of Jeremy Jailbird, the criminal child. Gloria Prince is the mother of Martin Prince, and it is heavily alluded that she may have kleptomania, which is an uncontrollable urge to steal. God, also known as the Lord and Heavenly Father, is the creator of the universe and resides in heaven. He is the only character to have 5 fingers and his face is covered up. Greta Wolfcastle is the spoiled, bratty daughter of famous actor Rainer Wolfcastle. She is a student at the private Springfield Preparatory School. William McDougall III, better known as Groundskeeper Willie, is the janitor of Springfield Elementary School, known for his thick accent and almost primal nature. The Grumple, also known as Grumpy Gru, is an obvious parody of Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, who appears in Krusty's Christmas on Ice show and frequently fights with Homer. As previously mentioned, Gunter and his partner Ernst are performers who use white tigers such as Anastasia in their act, however they are mistaken for different animals. Ham is a nerd at Springfield Elementary and the leader of the Super Friends Club. He makes the 4 most appearances out of the Super Friends, behind Lisa, Cosine and Database. Handsome Pete is a strange character who plays the concertina and whose face resembles a distorted Krusty the Clown. He dances for nickels down at the Springfield docks. Hank Scorpio is an evil genius and owner of the Globex Corporation. He is one of the most popular and fan favourite one-time characters on the show. Hans Moleman is an old man with extremely bad luck. There is a running gag in the series of him getting killed by various incidents, leading to fans referring to him as the Simpsons Kenny. The Happy Little Elves is a children's program that is a parody of the Smurfs. They first appeared as a movie in the Tracy Ullman Show, and then debuted as a series. Helen Lovejoy is Reverend Timothy Lovejoy's judgmental and gossipy wife, and the mother of Jessica Lovejoy. It is hinted that she is the godmother of Lisa and Bart. Herbert Powell is the former owner of Powell Motors in Detroit, Michigan. He is the biological son of Abe Simpson, and therefore the long-lost brother of Homer. Herman Herman is the mysterious, one-armed owner of Herman's Military Antiques. He lost his arm rather brutally after sticking it out of a moving bus window. A donut is a small, fried or baked sweetened dough confectionery. It is typically ring-shaped with a hole through the centre, though there are many varieties with different shapes. Howard K. Duff, usually referred to as H.K. Duff, is a billionaire investor. He owns the Springfield Isotopes and is the chairman of Duff Industries. Hubert Wong is a former background character turned recurring character in The Simpsons. He is one of the nerdy kids at Springfield Elementary and shares a birthday with Lisa. Hugh Jas was a customer at Moe's Tavern. His name happened to be the same one that Bart made up to play a phone call prank on Moe. He is the brother of the blue-haired lawyer. Rabbi Hyman Krustovsky was Krusty the Clown's Jewish father. He did not approve of his son's career and later died unexpectedly. Ian, also known as the Very Tall Man, is a man who goes around humbling bullies because he got bullied from 2nd grade to high school. He is currently 8'2". Itchy is the cartoon mouse from the Itchy and Scratchy show. He is a serial killer whose favourite victim is Scratchy. He almost always succeeds in killing him except for one time. Jacqueline Bouvier, often referred to as Grandma Bouvier, is the mother of Marge Simpson and also twins Patty and Selma. She hates Homer. Jax is a bowling instructor who pursued an affair with Marge Simpson behind Homer's back. This was after Homer brought Marge a bowling ball and disguised it as a gift. Janie Powell is Lisa Simpson's best friend, or at least the classmate closest to her, and is Lisa's second most frequently appearing classmate after Ralph Wiggum. Jasper Beardsley is a resident of the Springfield Retirement Castle and is often seen around Springfield. He is Abe Simpson's best friend, and also friend of the old Jewish man. Jay, I'm not going to try, is Apu's nephew and Sanjay's real son. He is one of the only characters to have actually aged throughout the show. Jebediah Springfield was the historical founder of the town of Springfield. However, it was later revealed that his name is Hans Sprungfield and he was actually a murderous pirate. Genda Simpson is Bart's future girlfriend and ex-wife, after she left him for an insectoid creature. She is also the mother of Jiff and Skippy. Jeremy Jailbird is a student and the son of Snake Jailbird, looking exactly like him. His parents are not together, however, Snake has visitation rights. Jerry McElberry is the mother of twins Sherry and Terry, as well as their long-lost sister. She looks very similar to them, with pale white skin. Jessica Lovejoy is the 10-year-old manipulative daughter of Reverend Lovejoy, who feels her father does not pay her any attention. She was Bart's first girlfriend. Jiff and Skippy are the future children of Bart and Genda. He and his brother can both read people's minds, so it is implied that they are telepathic. Kearney Zizwix Jr. is the first son of Kearney. He hid his existence from his parents by having him sleep in a drawer at night for many years. Jimbo Jones is a student and bully at Springfield Elementary. He is a 6th grader and has been held back multiple years. He is the second in command of the bullies. James Lauren Pryor is the psychologist for the school district in which Springfield Elementary School is located. He is one of the few employees that are actually qualified in their field. Joe Quimby is the corrupt mayor of Springfield. He appears as a slick, opportunistic politician who often takes bribes from the local mafia and womanizes. Johnny Tightlips is a capo for the Springfield Mafia, along with Legs and Louie. He is loyal to his boss, Fat Tony, never squealing. Jonathan Frink is Springfield's local mad scientist and a professor at Springfield University. Although he is smart, he is socially inept. Jub Jub is the Bouvier family pet, being gifted to Selma after Aunt Gladys sadly passed away, and her mother, Jacqueline, was uninterested. Julio Franco is a Central American photographer, hairstylist, mixologist, and masseuse. He is one of 2 gay men that Homer moved in with. Julius Hibbert is Springfield's most prominent and competent doctor, though he sometimes makes no effort to hide his high prices. He is light-hearted and laughs at everything. Kang Johnson is a Rigelian from the planet Rigel 7. He and his younger sister Kodos are continuously trying to take over Earth. Much like her older brother Kang, Kodos is a major antagonist of the series. She has lots of space weaponry and they have their own spaceship. Kearney Zizwix is a Polish bully at Springfield Elementary, hanging around with Nelson, Dolph and Jimbo. It is a running gag that his age is unknown. Kearney's other son, possibly named Jason Zizwix, is, shockingly, Kearney's other son, and his ex-wife Elisa. Kent Brockman is a local TV news personality for Channel 6. He holds multiple programs along with Scott Christian, most famously Eye on Springfield and Smartline. Kirk Van Houten is the unemployed and depressed husband and first cousin of Luann Van Houten, and also the father of Milhouse Van Houten. Krusty the Clown is the cynical host of Bart and Lisa's favourite TV show, The Krusty the Clown Show. He was originally meant to be Homer in disguise, however this got scrapped. Kumiko Albertson is a Japanese manga fan from Osaka, Japan, and is the wife of Comic Book Guy, also is the co-owner of the Android's Dungeon. Captain Lance Murdoch is a professional stunt devil who once broke every single bone in his body while doing his stunts. They involve jumping over a pool filled with great sharks. Laird Ladd is the original design of Lard Lad. He appeared at the unveiling of the new Lard Lad statue, where Homer complained about his new name. Larry Dalrymple was one of the 2 mysterious barflies usually seen at Moe's Tavern. Little was known about him until his untimely death. Larry Montgomery Burns is an employee at the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant, as well as the illegitimate son of Charles Montgomery Burns and his ex-wife Lily. Chester J. Lampwick was the original creator of Itchy back in 1919. However, Roger Myers Sr. stole this idea and Chester became homeless. Laura Powers is a tomboyish teenage girl that moved next door to the Simpsons and the only child of Ruth Powers, who is understood to be the first crush of Bart Simpson. Maximus Francesco Legman, better known as Legs, is a member of the Springfield Mafia. He accompanies his boss Fat Tony along with his sidekick Louie. Lenny Leonard is an employee at the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant, as well as the best friend of Carl Carson, along with his second best friends Homer and Moe. Leopold is Superintendent Chalmers' assistant. He is a large, surly, snarling man and threatens children, making them believe he was the substitute. Leon Kompowski is a mental patient at the New Bedlam Insane Asylum who claims he was Michael Jackson, but later confirmed that he knows he is not. He was voiced though. O'Reilly the Leprechaun is a very small, green, stereotypical leprechaun. He has shaggy eyebrows and a beard, and always carries around a white clay tobacco pipe. The Northern Irish Leprechaun is O'Reilly's arch nemesis, wearing all orange instead of green to show his support for the Orangemen, the Protestant Unionists. Lewis Clark is a student at Springfield Elementary and one of Bart's lesser-known friends, with a running gag being his name being forgotten. He is one of only a handful of African-American students. Lindsay Nagel is a businesswoman in Springfield and is often known as Springfield's residential business link. She first appeared in the Krusty the Clown show with brown hair. Ling Bouvier is the adopted daughter of Selma Bouvier after she discovered that she had reached menopause. Like Jay, she ages throughout the show. Lionel Hutz was Springfield's very own Saul Goodman. He was a lawyer, albeit an incompetent one, and was removed from the State Bar Association. Lisa Simpson, aka Jake Boyman, Truth Teller, Lie Smeller, Lisa Bouvier, Ravenco Never Smiles, Big Maggie, Princess Helvetia. Lelowin Sinclair is the musical director of O Streetcar. He is a short-tempered, argumentative perfectionist. His sister runs the Ayn Rand School for Tots. Professor Lombardo is an art teacher at Springfield Community College. His mannerisms and appearance of wearing sunglasses in every point of the episode make him seem like a European. Lou is a sergeant with the Springfield Police Department and, by far, the most intelligent and competent officer. His boss is Chief Wiggum and his partner is Eddie. Louis is the merciless muscle of the Springfield Mafia. He accompanies his boss, Fat Tony, along with his sidekick Legs, and, at times, Jolly Tight-Lips. Luann Van Houten is the wife and first cousin of Kirk Van Houten, and the mother of Milhouse Van Houten. She has been divorced twice. Lucille Botskowski, also known as the Babysitter Bandit, is a burglar who poses as a babysitter and robs the homes of children. She first appears in Season 1. Lugash is a Hungarian gymnastics instructor. He has a thick moustache and accent, and he helped Lisa achieve good gymnastic abilities through his harsh training. Lurleen Lumpkin is an attractive, aspiring country singer from Spittle County. Homer used to be her manager at one point. Despite not going to school, she is very intelligent. Lucius Sweet is the current boxing manager of Drederick Tatum and the past one of Mo Sislak. He is a clear parody of Don King, having similarities. Lothar Folkman, better known by Luigi Risotto, is the frontman of Luigi's Restaurant. He has a thick Italian accent and a joyful personality. Lunch Lady Doris is an overweight, middle-aged, foul-mouthed cafeteria chef at Springfield Elementary, who sells the children anything but real meat. Maggie Simpson is the youngest child of Marge and Homer, and the baby sister to Bart and Lisa. She is often seen sucking on her pacifier, but she can actually talk. Manjula, again, I'm not gonna try, is the wife of Apu after they had an arranged marriage at 3 years old. She is also the mother of the octuplets and friend of Marge. Manakek is a detective from the 1970s. He makes his first appearance in Homer Is Where Thou Art Isn't, making him the most popular new character. Marge Simpson is secretly a rabbit. I'm telling you, underneath her tall blue hair, there's 2 rabbit ears. No one's seen them, but they're there. Martin Prince is a student at Springfield Elementary and is a stereotypical nerd, making him the prime target for Nelson Muntz and the other bullies. He rivals Lisa's intelligence. Martha Quimby is the long-suffering wife of Mayor Quimby and the First Lady of Springfield. She is portrayed as genuinely exhausted with her husband's antics. Mary Bailey is the governor of Springfield State. She is an elderly woman with a faint heart. She ran for re-election against Mr. Burns and won in a landslide. Mary Spuckler is one of Cletus and Brandine's many children. She is forced to marry Bart in order to save Lou the Bull, however this doesn't go through. Marty is a DJ for KBBL. He and his partner Bill often announce the contest for the radio station. They also interview people. Dr. Marvin Monroe is a local counsellor who was for a long time considered to be dead. However, he shockingly returned, revealing to have just been very sick. Matt Groening is, in a way, Simpsons' god. He is the creator of The Simpsons, along with other shows such as Futurama and Disenchantment. Maud Flanders was the first wife of Ned Flanders and the late mother of Todd and Rod Flanders. She was shockingly killed by Homer with a t-shirt launcher. Moore is Cletus and Brandine's mother, mother-in-law, sister, and cousin. Yeah, don't ask. Maya is Moe's love interest who he met on the internet. Little to his knowledge, she was a little person, standing at just over 3 feet tall. Meathook is a member of the Hell's Satans from Bakersfield. He takes on Homer's motorcycle gang. He kidnaps Marge until Homer fights him. Mexican Duffman is the Mexican version of Duffman. At Moe's tavern, Duffman says that the Mexican Duffman is his best friend. He then shouts back, "Ooh la." Michael D'Amico is Fat Tony and Anna Maria's son, and a student at Springfield Elementary. Sherry and Terry describe him as that weird kid that never said anything. Milhouse is perhaps the most popular character outside of the Simpsons family. He is the best friend of Mart and only child of Kirk and Luann. Milo is the owner of Coolsville Comics and Toys. He is the complete opposite and arch nemesis of Comic Book Guy, and he was voiced by Jack Black. Mindy Simmons was an employee of the Springfield Nuclear Power Plant. She likes the same things as Homer, such as donuts. Homer found himself extremely attracted to her because of this. Miss Springfield is the multiple-time winner of the Springfield Beauty Contest and the secret lover of Mayor Quimby, even going as far as to have 3 secret children with him. Moe Sislak is the bartender of Moe's Tavern, a Springfield bar frequently visited by Homer and his friends. He has a clear crush on Homer's wife, Marge. Mona Simpson was the late mother of Homer Simpson. She has a confusing history of appearing dead and being on the run, however she is now permanently deceased. Mr. Bergstrom was Lisa Simpson's substitute teacher for a period of time, after Mrs. Hoover thought she had Lyme disease. He had a fond liking towards the children. Mr. Bruce Cosington is the chairman of Springfield Mall. Although he is usually generous, he can sometimes be insensitive. He is an active member of the Springfield Party. Mr. Teeny, birth name Luis, is Krusty the Clown's very own personal, chain-smoking, trained chimp. Despite his name, he is actually a female. Mr. Sparkle is a Japanese brand of dishwashing detergent, whose mascot bears an unusually strong resemblance to Homer Simpson, leading to a controversy. Mrs. Muntz is Nelson Muntz's dismissive, lazy mother. She has the same iconic laugh as her son, and Nelson implies that she does not care for him. Rachel Payton is the new 4th grade teacher for Bart's class at Springfield Elementary School. Unlike most teachers, she is passionate for her job and cares for her students. Nana Sophie Mussolini is the mother of Luann Van Houten, the mother-in-law of Kirk Van Houten, and the maternal grandmother of Milhouse. Ned Flanders is the Simpson family's extremely religious next-door neighbour. He is a genuinely well-meaning, good-natured person. Though firmly religious, he can be timid. Nedwood Flanders Sr. is the beatnik husband of Capri Flanders, the father of Nedwood Flanders Jr., and the grandfather of Rod and Todd Flanders. Nelson Muntz is a major bully at Springfield Elementary, sharing a love-hate relationship with Bart and other students. However, this could be because of his lack of a father. The Loch Ness Monster, nicknamed Nessie, was a fabled creature said to exist in Loch Ness, Scotland. After being discovered by Mr. Burns, she worked at a casino. Dr. Nick Rivera is a quack physician whose qualifications are unknown, although he claims to be just as good as Dr. Hibbert. He is liked by everyone. Nikki McKenna is a rebellious student at Springfield Elementary, sharing many interests with Bart. However, when they kissed, she was disgusted and filed a complaint. Norbert Van Houten is a clear parody of Indiana Jones, as well as being the paternal uncle of Milhouse. He is different to the other Van Houtens as he does not have blue hair. Honestly, normal head Joe Spuckler has about 2 seconds of screen time, however, I love him too much to not include him. He has a large head due to a tick bite. The Nahasapeemapetilon octuplets are the children of Apu and Manjula, and they were a world record until a different family gave birth to 9. The old Jewish man is Grandpa Simpson and Jasper Beardley's best friend. Although his name is unknown, rumours think it could be Asa Hussein. Old Scratch is the Simpsons version of the devil, residing in hell and torturing his victims. His appearance varies from episode to episode, from goofy to scary. Otto Mann is the edgy bus driver for Springfield Elementary, showing a love for heavy metal music and using drugs while occupying a low-level labour job. Patty Bouvier is one of Marge's cynical, chain-smoking twin sisters, who works at the DMV and has a strong disliking for her brother-in-law, Homer Simpson. Patches is an orphan who lives in Springfield along with his sister. They were abandoned by their mother when they were young, and Patches gave their £1 vitamin money to Bart, which he spent. Paris Texan is the bratty, spoilt daughter of Richard Texan. Although she is a teenager, she is married and has a son, and also dated Milhouse for a time. Poochie is a character on the Itchy and Scratchy show after the showrunners decided that it needed an update to keep the interest of the audience. He was voiced by Homer Simpson. As previously mentioned, poor Violet is the orphan sister of Patches. She and her brother have a cough as a result of long-lasting depression. Princess Cashmere, real name Shauna Tifton, is an exotic dancer who danced with Homer. She has been seen with many men, causing multiple issues. Penelope Owsley, also known as Princess Penelope, was a new addition on the Krusty the Clown show, originally put in to attract more female viewers. Chase, also known by his stage name Pyro, was an American gladiator. He had an affair with Luann, which caused Milhouse to be traumatized. Rachel Jordan is a 27-year-old woman who is the lead singer of Covenant, a Christian rock band. She met Ned after his wife's death and formed a relationship with her. Radioactive Man is a comic book superhero who appeared in the Radioactive Man franchise. He acquired his powers after surviving an atomic bomb explosion. Rainer Wolfcastle is a muscle-bound Austrian action movie star, as well as an A-list celebrity. He is a veteran of many action movies, most notably McBain. Ralph Wiggum is a student at Springfield Elementary, suffering from severe learning and social disabilities. He is the son of Chief Wiggum and his wife Sarah Wiggum. Raphael, also known as Wise Guy, is a recurring background character and sarcastic salesman. His main purpose is to carry out a job or sell a product. Ramrod is a biker and member of the Hell's Satans. He and Meat Hook trashed the Simpsons house and kidnapped Marge after he found her extremely attractive. Report Card, and yes, that is his real name, is a member of the Super Friends Club along with Database, Cosign, Ham, Email and Lisa. Rex Banner is a US Treasury officer who briefly banned all alcohol within Springfield, prompting Homer and Moe to launch an illegal operation. Richard is a student at Springfield Elementary and is one of Bart's most forgotten friends. He is the best friend of Lewis, and a running gag is that his name is forgotten. Richard Texan, known as the Rich Texan, is a stereotypical rich, callous business owner from Springfield. He always wields 2 guns. Rod Flanders is the oldest son of Ned and Maud Flanders, and a stepson to Edna Krabappel. He is always seen praying for his brother and himself. Roger Myers Jr. is the current chairman of Itchy and Scratchy Studios, which produces and distributes the show Itchy and Scratchy. He is known for his violent nature. Roscoe is a gay man who runs the Ajax steel mill. When Homer and Bart visited the steel mill, he and other gay workers started dancing around a disco ball. Roy Snyder is a judge in Springfield County. He is known for his lenient and loosened up nature in comparison to his apprentice, Judge Constance Harm. Roy is a college-aged man who lived at the Simpsons home temporarily. He resembles Poochie, the cartoon dog from the Itchy and Scratchy show, before leaving the house. Ruth Powers is the Simpsons' current next-door neighbour and the single mother of Laura Powers. After not being seen for a while, it was revealed that she was bodybuilding. Russ Cargill was the main villain of the Simpsons movie. He was the leader of the EPA and the head of the dome operation, which sealed Springfield in a glass dome. Sam is one of the 2 mysterious barflies who's usually seen at Moe's Tavern, along with his late friend Larry. He rarely speaks, but when he does, he makes it count. Samantha Stanky was a new student at Springfield Elementary School, where she dated Milhouse for a short time, until her strict father stopped it. Sanjay, for the last time I'm not going to try, is Apu's younger brother. He also has a daughter named Pahu Sacheta and a son named Jay. Santa's Little Helper is the Simpsons' family dog and was the theme of the very first episode, where he was known as Number 8 as he raced in a dog race. Sarah Wiggum is Clancy Wiggum's gentle and sweet wife, as well as the mother of Ralph Wiggum. She, much like her son, is always in a good mood. Sasha Reed was Marge's old high school nemesis and an old flame of Barney Gumble. She lied about working on Broadway, and instead, she is a sales associate. Scott Christian is the weekend and fill-in anchor for Channel 6 News when the main broadcaster, Kent Brockman, is not available. He has a slow and boring voice. Scratchy is a cartoon cat from the show Itchy and Scratchy. It's an obvious parody of Tom and Jerry. His enemy Itchy almost always kills him. Horatio McAllister, better known simply as the Sea Captain, is a resident of Springfield. He is always seen wearing a pipe and squinting. Selma Bouvier is Patty's twin sister and Marge's sister. She works at the DMV and possesses a strong disliking towards Marge's husband, Homer. Seymour Skinner is the principal of Springfield Elementary School and a stereotypical educational bureaucrat. Ironically, he is still treated as a child by his mother. Shauna Chalmers is the former girlfriend of the squeaky-voiced teen, Bart Simpson, and Jimbo Jones. She is the daughter of Superintendent Chalmers. Sherry Bobbins is a clear parody of Mary Poppins and was the Simpsons family's magical nanny. However, she brutally died after being sucked into an aeroplane turbine. Sherry McElberry is the twin sister of Terry McElberry and is the eldest of the two by 2 seconds. She is in the same class as Bart and seems to have a crush on him. Shelbyville Manhattan was the founder of Shelbyville and former partner of Jebediah Springfield. However, they parted ways after Shelbyville wanted to marry his cousins. Sideshow Bob was originally Krusty the Clown's sidekick, after Sideshow Raheem and before Sideshow Mel. However, he donned a criminal lifestyle after. Sideshow Mel is the current sidekick of the Krusty the Clown show, and is more light-hearted than Sideshow Bob. When not in character, he speaks like Shakespeare. Sideshow Raheem, real name Steve Johnson, was Krusty the Clown's sidekick before Sideshow Bob. He wears a typical 1970s fashion afro. Snake Jailbird is a recurring criminal, always being arrested but barely being kept locked up for long. He speaks with a Valley Boy accent and has a tattoo of a snake. Snowball 1 was the Simpsons' first cat who died before the start of the series. She is mentioned occasionally and sometimes in flashbacks and was followed by 8 more. Snowball 2 is the Simpsons family's second cat. She is named after Snowball 1, however, ironically, she has black fur instead of white fur for Snowball. Sophie Krustovsky is an illegitimate daughter of Krusty the Clown and Erin, a female soldier who Krusty had a one-night stand with during the Gulf War. Plopper the Pig, also known as Spider Pig, is Homer the Simpson's personal pet pig. He caused a riot after Homer dumped a silo of his waste in a river. Squeaky Voiced Teen is one of the few teenagers in Springfield who is perpetually trapped in a series of dead-end jobs. He also has acne, bad posture, and a squeaky voice. Stampy is a rogue African elephant owned by Bart after he won him in a giveaway from KBBL Radio titled KBBL Wants to Give You Something Stupid. Terry McElberry is the younger twin sister of Sherry McElberry and shares pretty much all of the traits. However, there is a secret third twin sister which is unnamed. Ted Flanders is the cousin of Ned Flanders, and he used to live at the mysterious 740 Evergreen Terrace, the neighbours of the Simpsons family after Sideshow Bob left. The Great Raymondo is a retired magician who accepts Lisa as his apprentice when she stumbles upon his house. He claims to be a famous illusionist. Timothy Lovejoy Jr., better known as Reverend Lovejoy, is the local Presbyterian minister in Springfield. In other words, he's a priest. Tina Ballerina is a recurring character on the Krusty the Clown show. That is all that's written on her wiki, so make of that what you will. Yellow Weasel was one of the original 2 cronies of Nelson in the first episodes, along with the Black Weasel. However, after disappearing, it was found that they moved to Shelbyville. Black Weasel is almost identical to Yellow Weasel apart from the colour of his skin. He still occasionally hangs around with Nelson, however, he resides in Shelbyville. Troy McClure is a cheesy B-movie actor who had fallen on hard times. He was often seen shilling for shoddy products or hosting questionable shows. Todd Flanders is the youngest son of Ned and Maud Flanders and a stepson to Edna Krabappel. He is the most impressionable and youngest member of the Flanders family. Tom O'Flanagan is the bartender and owner of O'Flanagan's pub in Ireland. However, after Homer and Abe drunkenly stumbled in, they bought the pub from him. Uta Zorka is an obese exchange student from Germany. He is known for his line, "I cannot run, I'm full of chocolate," and it is believed that he is now dead. Vicky Valentine is a former child star who fell from fame, and now works as a dance instructor in Springfield. Due to this, she has a high ego and is very arrogant. Mrs. Vanderbilt is a wealthy dowager who lives in Springfield. Like her husband, she is easily shocked. She is friends with Agnes and Mrs. Glick. Waylon Smithers is Mr. Burns' deeply devoted personal assistant, executive, and self-proclaimed best friend. He is also proudly gay. Wendell Borton is Bart's nauseous, albino friend. He is shown to have a weak stomach as he throws up multiple times on the bus, and his name is always forgotten. Whitney Spuckler, nicknamed Peaches, is one of the children of Cletus and Brandine that briefly became superstarious via Krusty in his TV show. Winefield and his wife Sylvia Winefield, previous neighbours of the Simpsons family, living at 740 Evergreen Terrace before they moved to Florida. Zox Cheetler is a Brazilian actress who is the main presenter of the children's television program ABCDF. However, this is controversial due to her inappropriateness. The Yes Guy is a resident of Springfield, known for bellowing yes in a high inflection. He is extremely positive and eccentric in any scenario. Finally, Zia Simpson, born in 2028, is the future daughter of Lisa and Milhouse. She is 13 years old in Holidays of Future Past. I also forgot some characters, including Lyle Lanley, Mervyn Monroe, Jake the Barber, Don Brodka, and Albert.